remember the Vax 5150 that we unboxed a little while ago? Well, bless it, from the outside it didn't look too bad. I mean, it looks a lot better now. It's had a wash and a wax, but inside told a very different story. Let's have a look at how this machine came out, what it looks like now, and have a look at the donor machine that we had to buy. Yes, hello, my vacuum cleaner and Vax chums. How are you today? This machine is gorgeous. The coloured ones always were very nice. And yeah, this machine has led a very hard life, but I think it's been very lucky indeed. We'll start with the wand, which I just gave a bit of a polish over with some Sif and nothing more, because it isn't rusty, so I didn't want to get it wet because these can rust inside, and that was that. The hose has been scrubbed clean. The hose end, the hose had been riveted to the inner bit. It obviously broken at some point and somebody had bodged this. This now has a random pneumatic hose end inside of there, and that now means that this swivels, which it didn't before. I hadn't really realised. Look, there's the silicone sort of gasket that I made that's starting to self-clearance itself out. Very good indeed. The hose end tells the tale of this machine. I mean, that's probably why they stopped doing these big bulky hose ends, because yeah, that bit always hits the floor first, and this thing had been rather abused, but it came out very well indeed. Ludicrously long hose end there. A hark back to when they used to use Electrolux tools. Let me know down below. And that's it. It had a small wash head. I don't know where it went because it's completely split in two, so it's fit for the bin. I think I've got the spare one to give to the owner. And that brings us on to the machine itself. I don't want to just pull the cable off of it now because I'll scratch it a bit more than it already is. It's not mint, but you know, from your angle, it looks fine. So yeah, it's all been apart. Sadly, we've had to lose the little dot of black paper on there. I did try to save it, but it didn't like being peeled off. So that was it. That's the only sign that anybody has been in here at all, bar the fact that it's absolutely spotless everywhere. This thing was disgusting inside. It has been wet so many times that the motor was quite rusty. I mean, I've rust converted it now, so it's sat there looking pretty grim, but it should be all right. This little pipe here I soaked in boiling water and got all nice and round again, and yeah, it's all the Vax. What more can we say? Here is the water tank that we got with the machine, again washed and cleaned, and the bucket washed and cleaned. The wheels oiled, because a Vax with wheels and jam is a very grim thing indeed. You need to have your wheels moving very nicely indeed. And that is where we left off in the before video. Really, we can plug it in. I'll turn it down, and it still runs really, really nicely. Oodles of airflow, which is why it sucked the float valve up. Oh, I didn't actually jam the float valve up. Well, that's fair enough. It pulled the float ping pong up into there because yeah, the airflow was just so strong, it scooped it up. And that is what we need to fix first. Because what this machine ideally needs is a filter, which was obviously completely missing. So here is a Vax filter assembly. It's not the same colour, that is a bit of a shame. But, I mean, blimey, this green machine itself is rare enough, let alone finding a matching filter. This was absolutely disgusting as well, but it's been washed up, and now we can take this packet of filters that I have had kicking around forever, which is why it's a bit batty, and see what we can do. So we have two of the pre-motor filter cones. This is a big downgrade from the Vax cloth of the 121, where you could wash it, no one ever did, but certainly a bit nicer than this disposable thing. So that sits there, and that sits there like so. What we then can do is take our motor unit, and inside of this packet will be a little round filter that sits there as a last line of defence against any rubble and stones. And yeah, that goes on there like that. And then we can pop this onto here. And I mean, it doesn't look bad being black. I'm quite glad it, well, no really, orange probably would have matched the logo, but at least black, you know, works a bit nicer. Then we can come around the back. And this bit slides now. It was jammed before. But now we can take all of this out and then take this, and this is where I figure out if it's perished or not. No, not perished. Excellent. That can sit in there. That can click into there. And wouldn't you know it, our Vax is now fully set up for dry use with filters and everything. Oh. Even though it's lowest power, it will still hold its own hose up. That is pretty cool. So yeah, that's that part really. I mean, the only other thing that we should check, I know I've just put all that in there, but you know, we need to check these things out, is the pump. So I'm going to put some cold water in here, drop this pipe in, and we'll check if it works. Drop our little water pickup pipe in there, like so. There we go. Now I'm not actually going to pick up this water. I don't want to get the machine wet at all by the recovery time. What we're going to do is I've got an end that fits this machine, and then look, can you guess what vacuum this bit of pipe is from? I'm hoping that'll go on there. And when the pump ran, it sounded okay. We need to figure it out. There you go. I want that to be on its lowest setting. Let's see. Oh yeah! Blimey, that's probably been years since that's done anything. I don't think that pipe's in the bottom properly. I'm hoping that pipe's not in the bottom properly. But there was water in, but I guess maybe I should have done. Yeah, let me go fill this back up and we'll let it run a bit, because it'll last we wanted a seized up pump. There we go. Not very powerful, is it? This is the power of the Vax Rapide Plus. But it works, it pumps. Perfect. Marvellous. That is what we want. I bet it's been many years since that's seen water. Let's just flush it through. It'll probably never see water again, but at least I can be sure that the pump works, in case, you know, the owner might get his own set of tools for this one day. I had a cloth. Why did I put my cloth away? Yeah, so with a set of washing tools, this thing will be good to go. I can dry this off and we can go straight back to the bag. Marvellous. Pop the bag in there. Pop this on there, that little bit of water will just drip into this tray really, where, you know, you can keep sweets in there, and shouldn't do any harm. And you go straight back to dry vacuuming if you need it. So that is good. We have ourselves a saved machine. But where did that filter housing come from? Well, in 2025, the only real easy, cheap-ish way to pick up spares for a Vax is to buy a whole spares Vax, and that is what the owner did. We find ourselves with a pretty damaged, pretty sad Vax 2000. Look at that. Can you see the family resemblance? I mean, I'll take a little detour here. This is, well, first off, that's its problem. It's missing a clip, which is why it was sold for spares. I think it was a tenner. But look, it's old Vax. It's proper Vax. 0905 makes it pre-1991, 1992. So, you know, proper Vax before they became TTI. But this is also the older style logo. Obviously, it's got a modern phone number, but again, 0500 hasn't been used in ages. And I'm sure on the pump on this one, it's dated 1996. So I think, and you have to comment down below and confirm, is this one of the first generations of Rapide vacuum? Comment down below, because I think it might be, but these two are probably more closely related than, you know, if we had a modern one sat next to it. So yes, that is where the filter came from. This machine's been taken ever such good care of. Look at it. I mean, if you see that, you can imagine the state of the filter. We've got a big old crack missing off of there, which is mildly annoying. And yeah, I mean, gosh, this thing has seen some use, but it is all there. Oh yeah, there's a bit of a split in the skirt. Oh yeah, we fixed the split in the skirt, but yeah, this thing has seen some things. I think the wheels come off of the Vax 2000 era. They did. Just like the 121 bucket. So there you go, we got ourselves a little bucket and some wheels. This is probably the most valuable part of them. The skirt's fixed on this. It looks like it should be moulded, but it's not, it's fixed. So that's pretty cool, isn't it? Pointless, but cool. Yeah, this thing, it's also got a cracked handle there. It is, I think sort of something else with it. Obviously it's missing its clip there. So yeah, bit of a spares machine. No pump on the thing. It is a pre-pumped machine, but it has the Marbo plug that the Vax 121 used to have. The classic, iconic plug from my childhood, because we had a Vax 121. Oh, best check the filters. Oh look, we do have a filter there. I mean, yeah, as you can tell, this machine has been treated about as well as that one had, but the motor isn't rusty, so that's not bad. I'm going to just leave the filter off. I think it's going to do it more good without it. And then we don't have a locking ring on this, and I think they added it because these would rattle out and fall off. Ah yes, that's what I was checking to see if the packaged filter would do. Marvellous. Right, so we'll make you naked and afraid, and we'll plug this one in and turn it on, and it runs. It runs okay. It's got a little light, but it has a little bit. I mean, it's not terrible, but yeah, a little bit of wind down noise, and sadly the racing sticker is completely trashed on the broken handle. It's this top bit that's broken anyway, although if I'm careful I might be able to take off its black little dot that covers its screw and fit it to there. So yeah, this Vax is going to lay down its life, and I'm probably going to break it for spares, see what I can do, because oh look, this one's coming off. I do have another spare clip, but I don't think it's worth putting the effort into building this one up. This is all we got, the machine and its filter, and we only needed its filter. So yeah, I don't need to worry about it at all now. And I think I know somebody who needs that seal for their Vax. So yeah, it's not looking great for this one. But it has laid down its life valiantly. And because it's only really a 121, it'll have a different sounding motor to this Antec. There we are. Right. It's a 1500 watt motor, so we best turn it down. So that's just the 1000 watts. This one's got a rocker switch and this one's got a push switch. That's very confusing. But yeah, that is where the parts of this machine came from. Time this video goes out, I hope I've got rid of most of this, but if you need any Vax 2000 spares, message anyway, who knows, I might have been lazy. So there we go, really. We shall pop this to one side, and well, we do have some mess to clean up now, so we shall use our Vax with a bag and a filter. We'll go back to using the bell tray floor tool because it does ironically work very nicely indeed. I might even give it to the person who owns this Vax. So, oh, it's still on its half power. That's almost hard to push. The inside covered in dust now. Or we can use this, which is from a Vax 121. That is quite nice. What a machine! Forget how much airflow these do actually make. And I have to say, versus a 121, these probably are in the 2000 the better machines to get. The problem with the Vax 121 is that it has a little crappy foam gasket around each of its layers, which nowadays is awful and completely gone and will make the machine terrible, whereas this has big, thick, rubbery gaskets all over it. So yeah, you can tell that the machine's probably going to want either some better bags fitting or, you know, just ignoring the fact that these are terrible. I mean, they are terrible, bless them. But yeah, they're full of dust after cleaning that little bit off. It's a good job that I've got absolutely tons of them, so I can wipe the thing down and will never happen. You know, we can pretend that we never just did that. So there we go. A lovely Vax saved and off to go be a very nice collection piece for its very lucky owner. What do you think? Have you ever had one of these 90s Vaxes? If so, what do you think? I think the quality is a lot better on these than it got. I wouldn't say it's night and day, but yeah, what a lovely machine and a lovely colour. If you ever had one of these, comment down below. But until the next video, I and some other Vax thing will see you soon. Bye bye.